Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Bia and I really love makeup, so you are going to see a lot of that on my channel. In today's video, I'm bringing you one idea for a spring makeup look. This is really bomb. It's all brown shade based with a lot of glow. And if you want to keep it a little bit more subtle, you can just switch the lipstick for something more neutral and it will look really bomb, but way softer than this. But yeah, I really love the brown shades and how well they work together. But before we move on to the tutorial in which I'm going to show you step by step how I did this, don't forget to like this video and also to subscribe to my channel because, as I always say, it's an amazing way of supporting me as a content creator. And now it's time for the makeup tutorial, so let's go. So guys, as you can probably tell, I did a few things off camera. Basically, I decided to do my brows before this whole process starts because, to be honest, doing my brows is not my favorite thing makeup-wise. So I just wanted to do them to get them out of my way, and I used concealer to sharpen them up, and I ended up using that same concealer to build the base for the eyeshadows. And then I set the concealer using my MERCIER powder. This is my favorite and my absolute OG of translucent powders. I don't switch this powder for any other powder, to be honest. But anyways, since today we are going to be doing like a smoked out eyeliner, I am going to start by doing my eye makeup first. I usually do this, it's just my personal preference, but regarding this makeup look, I would seriously suggest you to do in this order because we will be cleaning this line right here, and if you already have your complexion done, that might mess it up. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is to grab a brown pencil. This is my favorite one from Urban Decay. It's the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil and it's in the shade Whiskey. It's getting kind of small. But yeah, this is my favorite brown pencil. So the first thing that I did when I was rehearsing this makeup look, because yeah, usually I do that, was to kind of build the wing using my pencil, but only the outer line of it. I'm trying to show you this, but basically this makeup look kind of consists of the only few things that I really cannot talk and do at the same time. And my sight is just so bad that I have to almost swallow the mirror. Something that might help making the sides even is do them at the same time. Like if you do step one on the right side, do the step one on the left side. And one thing that I want to say is that when you're applying the pencil, don't take it like as far as you want your line to go, because I did that, but the thing is we are going to blend this out, and once you blend it, it usually goes a little bit bigger than what it was. So if you're already on the size that you want it to be, it will probably go even further than that, and if you want to, you can just go back and forth and manage the size of the wing, which is something that I usually do. One thing that I also find really helpful in like bringing some more darkness to the corner, which usually helps like elongate the eyes and make it a little bit more dramatic and sassy, is to kind of build a little bit more intensity in this triangle. I don't know if you can see it, but do you see this outer part already on the lid, but really like the outer tiny part of the lid? I just kind of draw a triangle in between the wing and here. I don't know, but when you open the eyes, it's just so much more dramatic. It's just something that I usually do because I like when makeup goes a little bit more dramatic and sexy, I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm just taking the pencil a little bit further in, not too much, not even until the middle of the eye, but I just want to take this like darker color a little bit further. But as you can see, like whenever I am approaching the center of my lid, I am keeping it really close to the lash line. I'm kind of like tight lining it. Before moving on to the eyeshadows to smoke this whole thing out, I am going to run this pencil on my waterline, and to be honest guys, I'm not going to be showing it on camera because it's probably one of the creepiest things to see. Either that or the curler, I don't know, but it's not nice to see, so I will be right back. So guys, I am back. I didn't apply the pencil on my lower waterline because we are going to take care of that later. No need to do it now. And now moving on to the eyeshadows, I am going to be using this palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their soft glam palette, and to be honest, you can use any palette you have. The only thing that you will need is 2 brown eyeshadows and one lighter than the other. First eyeshadow that I'm going in with is called Cypress Amber, and it's this really deep brown. And to apply it, I am going to be using this Morphe brush. This is the M213. As you can see, it's this really tiny shader brush. I'm just going to pick a little bit of eyeshadow with the tip of the brush, remove the excess, I'm going to be using this smaller mirror because otherwise I will just end up covering my face. And the first thing that I do is I start tapping it on top of the liner, but first in the area that I want to have the most depth on, which is the triangle that I talked about. And then I start to do some sort of zigzag motions or whatever motions I can do. I cannot really do zigzag motions because the pencil is still a little bit sticky, so it just grabs my skin and moves it around. Sorry about the shifting angles, but I accidentally kicked my tripod. One mistake that I did and that I want to make you aware of so that you don't do it too is that try not to bring the brushes towards like the tip of the liner, because that will end up making it look super thick on the end of it, and that doesn't really look flattering. That doesn't elongate the eye. In my opinion, just looks weird. So what I do is kind of like bring it outwards, kind of like in this direction, but as you can see before like the wing finishes, and don't worry about the mess in this part because we are going to clean it later. You see me doing this on every single makeup look. I just go back and forth with the products whenever I want to adjust something, or I feel like I just need to reapply a little bit of product, so feel free to do it too. Now to blend this even further, I'm going to take this lighter shade of brown. This is the one called Rustic, and I am using a 234 from Zoeva, which is this larger shader brush. And after removing the excess pigment on this brush, I am going to run it like where the other eyeshadow finishes, so that we can create like this soft transition and to blend this even further. Okay, so that brush started to feel a little bit too big, so now I'm moving on to another Zoeva brush. Surprise, surprise. This is the 230. It's their pencil brush, and I am going to be using this for the same thing. Okay guys, so to help blend, I am using an even lighter eyeshadow, which is the burnt orange, and I'm using the same pencil brush. If you want, you can skip this step. I'm just going to be doing, just to create like a softer transition, I am doing the same motion that I was doing. The fact that this is just super light helps like diffuse the edge of the eyeliner with your skin tone. In the meantime, I went off camera to finish all the blending work, otherwise my videos will be way longer, and I decided to go in with this medium brown that we use called Rustic, using this M213 brush from Morphe, the one that I used first. And I brought this medium brown until like the middle of my lash line because I felt like there was something that was missing. So yeah, I just added it, and I tried to keep the brush as close as possible to my lash line, and this is what came out. To finish off the eye makeup look eyeshadow wise, I am going in with this product from Makeup by Mario. This is his Master Crystal Reflector, and the one that I have is in the shade Quartz. This is what it looks like on the inside. I know that it's a little bit more beige in here, but it's because I applied it on top of a kind of brownish shimmer the last time that I used it, and I got it a little bit in here. But anyways, like this is a really dispersed shimmer, and it really looks like stardust. I can't describe it better to you because it's really sparse and it makes your skin look so goddamn glowy, like so radiant. I'm just going to show you because I'm not really that good at describing stuff, but yeah, I picked a little bit of product using my finger, and now I apply it on the lid. I'm not being precise at all. I'm not going in with a brush unless I need it for the inner corner. You can already like start seeing how it looks. This is the most reflecting shimmer that I have came across with, and guys, it is so bomb. I'm gonna be using just a shader brush. This is the M210 from Morphe, to pick a little bit more of the product and apply it in the inner corner. And guys, the reason why I don't use the mirror of that product is that I am filming with my iPhone, and for some reason extreme white products like the package of this one start like messing up with the white balance, and I struggle to fix it. I can barely fix it while editing, so you know, just saving myself the trouble. Okay, this looks really sparkly. I just love it. So guys, now I'm going off camera to apply some false lashes. Once I decide which ones I'm going to be using, I will let you know. Okay guys, so I applied the Demi Wispies from Ardell, and I got to the conclusion that I actually have to change my lashes because these are just losing their shape. And the mascara that I'm using is the Better Than Sex from Too Faced. Now we can finally move on to complexion, and for primer I will be using this one from MAC. This is the Prep+Prime Natural Radiance Primer, And guys, when it comes to spring and summer, this is probably the primer that I always use. Sometimes I might go in with another one, but this is definitely my favorite because when it comes to hotter seasons, I just like my skin to look a lot more dewy, and this really helps boosting the radiance of the skin. Now moving on to foundation, the one that I'm using is my same old one. This one is from NARS and it's the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. And guys, I honestly would love to bring you new products and stuff, but like makeup is really expensive, and I'm just going to be like completely honest with you. I have so much to invest on right now, especially my pro makeup kit, that not a lot of money goes into buying new makeup for myself, basically. I'm going to use my DEMI Beauty Blender to apply this foundation. Even though I love to use creamy bronzer, today I am not going to be using it just because I want this makeup look to be really simple and quick to do. And creamy bronzer, first of all, it's not a product that everybody has. It's not extreme necessary, you can just use powder one, and it's always an extra step that you're doing. So I'm just going to skip that one and we are going to stick to powder bronzer today. Moving on to concealer, this is the one that I'm using, the one that I always use. This is the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS, and I am going to apply a little less than usual, just to keep this a little bit lighter. Sorry if I'm looking to the side, but my mirror is just right here. I'm also going to apply the tiniest amount in here, a little bit in the bottom part of the forehead, and obviously the bridge of the nose. To blend it, as usual, I'm just using my DEMI Beauty Blender. I love the Beauty Blender to apply things. It just makes everything so quick and easy. And it's such a versatile tool, like you can use it for so many products. Obviously, it's not good if you are using it for a product while it is dirty with another one, in case the color might mix, but overall, like I can use the same Beauty Blender for the concealer and the foundation. So I don't know, I just feel like this is the perfect tool for beginners, because it's one investment that can replace like multiple brushes. Before moving on to any powders, I am going to spray my face using the All Nighter from Urban Decay. Now for setting powder, I will be using the one that I mentioned previously. This one is the translucent powder from Mercier. I love this powder so much. It's so thin, it sets makeup really well, but it doesn't look cakey or too powdery. It just melts perfectly with the skin. And I have combined it with multiple formulas and it always worked so great that it's definitely a favorite. I'm not using a lot of powder, but I am definitely making sure that my makeup is not going to transfer to my clothes, which means that I will be setting this area really well. Even though I didn't even apply that much foundation in here, I want to make sure that the little that I applied doesn't transfer. As soon as I finished applying the small amount of powder in my under eye area, I went in with my Beauty Blender and applied a large amount just to bake, and I do that as soon as I set it with powder before any creasing might happen, because that area in my face tends to crease a lot. So yeah, that is pretty much what I did, and I always extend my baking until the size of my nose. But if you have seen my videos, you probably know that by now, and I also apply in the bridge of my nose. Now for bronzer, I'm going in with the Hoola by Benefit. I love this bronzer so much, it is honestly just my favorite. I'm using my Japanese brush. This is a really large powder brush, but honestly I love using it. It works really well for me. I also apply the bronzer in the perimeter of my forehead, and it might seem that I go a little bit overboard using this brush, but honestly my forehead has a lot of room to work with, and I like to apply bronzer to kind of a large area just to make it look a little bit smaller, and overall just to create some balance with the rest of my face. The jawline, never forget this. I love connecting the bronzer in here. It's like I'm drawing a 3 if you look closely, like that's pretty much what I'm doing. Using the same brush that I used to apply the translucent powder, I am now going to dust this off. And now I'm going in with this tinier brush for bronze. This is a deluxe brush from Morphe, and I'm just going to apply the bronzer on the sides of my nose. I'm not really trying to contour or anything, but I definitely want to apply some shadow in here. Otherwise, it's just too much light in the center of the face, in my opinion. Now moving on to blush, I am using this one from NARS. This is in the shade Orgasm, which looks like this on the inside. And I cleaned this Japanese brush, and I'm going to be using it again to apply the blush. The finish off the eye makeup, first I'm going back in with my brown pencil and I'm going to run it along my lower waterline. I'm just probably going to cut this part of the video because this is really creepy to see. Guys, you have no idea how anxious I am to apply highlighter because this is just looking too matte for me. But anyways, let's finish the lower lash line first. And now I am going in with Rustic, the medium brown shade that we used, and the brush 234 from Zoeva, which was this shader brush. And I'm just going to run it along the lash line, but as close as possible to the lashes. I removed the excess pigment that I had on this brush, and now I'm going back in with the burnt orange, the lightest brown that we used. And I am running the brush where the other brown finishes, just to create some sort of a softer transition. And this eyeshadow I am actually taking almost until my inner corner. The only thing missing on the eye makeup is mascara on the lower lashes, and I'm going back in with the same one that I used before, the Better Than Sex. Guys, this mascara makes my lashes look huge, so I kind of just step it on the lower lashes, otherwise I will end up looking like a spider. And I am not joking, I've been there, I've done that. Before applying the highlighter, I'm going to spray my face one final time using the same all-nighter. The highlighter that I'm using is this one from BECCA. This is what it looks like, and it's in the shade Moonstone, and to be honest, this is my favorite highlighter so far. I never found a highlighter that had like such tiny particles, and this is just perfect for me, honestly. And it makes your skin look like it's actually glowing. It's not a product doing the job. That's how natural it can look. Even though you can like make yourself shine like the goddamn sun, it is still going to look more natural than most of other highlighters. Now switching to this Shade and Light brush from KVD, I'm using this tinier tip, which is basically a pencil brush, to apply the highlighter in my inner corner, bridge of the nose, and on the brow bone. For lips, I think I'm going in with a brown shade this time. You can always switch for something more on the neutral side, like this one from Huda Beauty, which is in the shade Bombshell, or my favorite one, the Ludwig from KVD, something like that. But I feel like I'm going to rock this color today. And this is from Smashbox, and it's their always on liquid lipstick, and the one that I have is Deep Thoughts. So first I'm going to line my lips using the MAC pencil that I always use. I always leave the shades in the products that I use down below in case you guys want to check it out. And this is pretty much my lip shade, but my lips, like the edges are a little bit blurred, so this just helps defining them and give me a lot more guidance when I'm applying the liquid lipstick. Hi guys, so here is the final makeup look. This is what it looks like. I love these brown shades, and honestly this lipstick is just popping. It's just giving me sassy vibes, to be honest. And I think I've told you this in my previous video, I'm not sure, but whenever you have like a shorter amount of time to do your makeup and you want to make it look like you actually put in the extra effort, you can always do something really simple on the eye makeup and put on a really vivid lipstick, something that is really strong like this one, or just a red lipstick. Like imagine putting on an eyeliner or something like that and then a red lipstick. It screams elegance, and honestly it makes you look like you spend way more time doing your makeup. But yeah guys, that is it for this video. Don't forget to like and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!